Hey friends, welcome to Mind Over Market Stories. Quick question, are you truly living? Or just clocking in, clocking out, and calling it a life? Maybe the paycheck lands, the routine hums, but inside there's that quiet ache. The sense that your time is rented, your choices on pause, your future outsourced. I felt that too. I stared at my days and wondered why freedom always seemed one promotion away, one bonus away, yet never here. This channel exists because the market isn't just charts. It's a mirror. When fear and FOMO tug, when doubt whispers play it safe, we learn what rules us, our minds or the noise. Here we talk discipline over drama, risk with respect, and growth that lasts longer than any win streak. Before we dive deeper, tell me honestly in the comments, yes or no. Do you ever feel like you're trading your life for money? Your answer matters, because the real story behind why choose trading starts right there. Not with getting rich quick, but with taking back the steering wheel. Be honest. Are you living a life you chose, or just renting your days to a paycheck? I used to think I was doing everything right. The job was steady, the salary landed on time, and the LinkedIn box looked tidy. Yet every Sunday night felt like a quiet funeral for my own time. I'd stare at the ceiling and do the math. More meetings, more commutes, more emails, and somehow less of me. I wasn't chasing yachts or fireworks. I was chasing a feeling, ownership over my hours. I wanted my money to work sometimes, so I didn't have to sell every piece of myself to get it. That's how the search began. Have you ever held something safe that, in the moments you needed it most, refused to move? My first idea was the oldest, gold. The elders called it a lifeboat, a keep forever kind of asset. The plan sounded simple, buy, wait, sell higher. But simple became a slow ache. Gold didn't pay me rent, didn't spin off cash while I slept. It just sat. For months it drifted sideways, and when life threw me an expense, the price wasn't there for me. Security without cash flow is a locked door, with the key on the other side. Gold wasn't an engine. It was a paperweight. I didn't want to wait on luck. I wanted to build a skill. What good is a solid investment if it chains you to the floor? Next came the dream everyone swears by, property. A house, a lot, something I could point to and say, mine. But bricks and dirt demanded a down payment that could crush a ribcage. Even if I scraped it together, liquidity was a rumor. When you need to sell, you need a buyer, and that buyer has a life, a bank, a timeline that isn't yours. I learned what carrying weight really meant. Taxes, repairs, paperwork, delays. The promise was big. The feeling was heavy. I didn't want to drag a boulder through the years. I wanted to learn a craft I could actually lift. How free do you feel when your money's fate lives in conference rooms you'll never enter? Equities spoke to my inner analyst. Growth, innovation, dividends. I read filings, chased theses, colored charts. But markets have weather, and sometimes a clean balance sheet gets soaked. I watched great companies dive with the tide, my homework stamped nice try by a macro headline. Bonds promised calmer waters, especially the government kind. Safer, steadier, almost sleepy. But safe barely beat a savings account. I wasn't chasing thrill, I was chasing agency. With stocks and bonds, I was still handing my future to people I'd never meet and praying for the best. Hope makes a nice movie. It's a terrible strategy. So I asked the question that changed everything. If I keep outsourcing control, how will I ever own my time? What if freedom doesn't come from the size of your capital, but from the size of your discipline? Trading looked humble compared to mortgages and portfolios. No velvet rope, no marble lobby. A modest account, a laptop, a connection, and a plan. That small door felt honest. Here the variables narrowed to skills I could train. Risk, patience, execution, review. My first trades were shy steps, units so small they felt like a whisper. But for the first time, every decision was mine. When I won, I learned. When I lost, I learned faster. People say trading is clicking buttons and chasing candles. That's the surface. The truth is deeper. Trading is a conversation with yourself in a market that doesn't care about you. And that's exactly why it's pure. The market reflects billions of choices. It won't flatter you or console you. It will show you in P&L and heartbeats who you are under pressure. The market will invoice your ego. Pay it once, learn forever. Patience. I learned waiting is an action. I paid tuition in almost entries and late chases. My chart notes read like a diary of impulses. Over time, I found one sentence that saved me money. No setup, no trade. Risk. A stop isn't an insult to your intelligence. It's a seatbelt. The day I skipped a stop, a routine red number turned into a lesson I still remember when my hands touched the keyboard. "I'll cut it soon" is an expensive lullaby. Profit-taking. Greed is a dessert with a trapdoor. I learned to scale out, to let logic exit before euphoria speaks. Overtrading. There's a moment when clicks stop being analysis and turn into therapy you didn't know you were doing on yourself. That's the line. Cross it, and the market becomes a mirror you're trying to punch. Revenge trading. The fastest way to multiply a loss is to give it a narrative. I'll get it back. The market doesn't owe you symmetry. These aren't platitudes. They're scars that close properly. If you want soft lessons, read a book. If you want permanent ones, use real money, carefully. Trading taught me what school never did, how I behave when the scoreboard updates in real time. It made my biases visible. News chasing, FOMO, the fear of missing stupid, the shame of missing smart. It taught me that keeping money requires more maturity than making it. It asked me to respect boredom, to be okay with nothing to do, to accept that out of the market is still a position. Discipline stopped being a buzzword and became a routine. I write my plan before the session, not after the damage. I define risk before dreaming about reward. I measure my day by process, not profit. When I slip, I don't bargain with the chart. I fix the process. Freedom isn't a beach. It's a calendar with your name on every block. I've traded from a noisy cafe, from a quiet room at dawn, from places where nobody knew my name. There were mornings I closed the laptop early because my plan said, enough. And evenings when I stayed flat because the market was a storm and I didn't need to prove I owned a raincoat. The real gift wasn't the wins, it was the responsibility. No boss to blame, no committee to hide behind. The market doesn't care, but it's fair. You bring your behavior, it brings the bill. I didn't choose trading because it's easy. I chose it because it's true, because it grows with me. Because the skill set, risk control, patience, self-awareness, pays dividends in places far from the screen. If you're hunting quick riches, trading will teach you how quickly money can sprint. Away from you. This path is narrow. It's not for the chronically impatient, not for those who need constant excitement, not for anyone treating the market like a slot machine with better lighting. Trading is a craft, like a martial art for the mind. Reps matter. Recovery matters more. You don't beat the market. You learn to stop beating yourself. If you want certainty, buy a clock. If you want growth, accept variance. The goal is consistency of behavior, not perfection of outcome. The losses that kept you up also kept you honest. There were nights my account felt lighter than my chest. I've stared at a red number and felt my stomach drop through the floor. I've rationalized, justified, sworn off trading forever, only to wake up and realize the market didn't betray me. I betrayed my plan. Those are the moments that either break you or build you. If you let them, they'll pour concrete into your backbone. The most dangerous stories are the ones you tell yourself right after a loss. Just one bigger trade. I know this setup owes me. That's not a strategy. That's a confession. I learned to sleep on it, to review with a cold head, to let shame turn into structure. Because I wanted to stop outsourcing my life. Gold was safe but silent. Real estate was powerful but heavy. Stocks and bonds were elegant but distant. Trading, done with respect and real risk management, gave me the one thing I couldn't buy anywhere else. A way to create results from my own decisions, with feedback fast enough to grow me, and rules strict enough to protect me. I chose trading because it aligned with the life I wanted. Start small, scale when proven. Learn forever. Earn as a byproduct, own my time. Not worship someone else's calendar. Build a skill no one can confiscate. The market will give you what you practice. So practice being the person you want to be when money's on the line. Protect downside first. Profit is an invitation. Risk is the cover charge. A plan you won't follow is a poem, not a strategy. Most edges are small. Your job is to not sabotage them. Flat is a position. Patience is a position. Silence is a position. Community shortens the learning curve, but pick voices that love process more than predictions. If your mind can't hold a line, your account won't either. That's why I built my practice around one principle: mind over market. The market is noise until your rules turn it into information. Your P&L is random until your process makes it repeatable. Your freedom is a fantasy until your discipline makes it a calendar entry. So, why did I choose trading? Because it demanded the best parts of me and revealed the worst, then gave me a chance every day to choose better. Are you trading your life for money, or learning to let your money work with your life? If any of this hit a nerve, good. Nerves conduct truth. I'm not here to promise fast wealth or painless growth. I'm here to offer a path where your results match your behavior over time, where self-respect can compound as steadily as your account. Share your yes or no to the question that started my journey. Do you feel like you're just getting by, not truly living? Say it out loud, in writing, to yourself. Then, if you're ready, learn to trade for real. With stops, with size that lets you sleep, with reviews that sting just enough to change you. Find a community that speaks in rules, not predictions. Tell the truth in your journal. Keep your losses small and your humility large. The market won't make you a better person, but trading might if you let the work rebuild you from the inside out. That, more than any chart pattern or hot tip, is why I chose trading. Not because it's easy. Not because it always pays, but because it's honest. And because an honest path to freedom is worth every lesson I had to buy to walk it. In the end, here's the truth I wish someone had handed me earlier. Trading isn't a promise, it's a practice. It will not save you from uncertainty. It teaches you how to stand inside it without shaking. My biggest lesson wasn't about entries or indicators. It was this: protect your capital, protect your mind, and the profits will have a chance to find you. When I honored my stop, sized my risk, and waited for only the A setups, I didn't just improve my P&L, I rebuilt my self-respect. If you're here because you're tired of trading hours for dollars, remember, freedom isn't free. It's paid for in patience, in discipline, and in the humility to say I was wrong quickly. Journal every trade. Define your edge. Sit out when you're not sharp. Walk away when your emotions are loud. Your job is not to predict the market. It's to manage yourself in front of it. And if any part of my story touched the place you don't show people, the part that wants control without the illusion, then stay. This channel exists to help you put mind over market, one decision at a time. I'll keep sharing the frameworks, routines, and emotional tools that pulled me out of the spiral and into consistency. If you want to grow with me, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, not for hype, but for steady, honest work. Drop your questions and lessons in the comments so we can learn faster together. We can't choose what the market will do tomorrow. We can choose who we'll be when it does.